Scream at me in the comments. Tell me I need to read this book. This is dark romance. It's actually criminal. I've been putting this one off. If I was getting attacked, I generally could use this as a weapon. Welcome back to my channel, long time no see. Today's video is going to be my 26 for 2026. I actually can't believe that we're in 2026. Like, the fact that I'm going to be 26 this year and be closer to 30 than I am 20 actually gives me the fear. I feel like I have so much to do and so little time, but I have challenged myself to read a number of books this year, 26 of which are here spread across my floor, and I wanted to come and share them with you guys. I have a mixture of new releases, some Kindle picks, but also books that are already on my physical TBR, because this year I am trying to prioritize reading from my physical TBR, because I have a TBR of like 152 books, give or take. It might be more, it might be less, I am unsure at this point. I also have books at my mum's house and my dad's house, so yes. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. The first two books are very highly anticipated for me, and they are The Poisoner and The Arachnid by Ivy Ophelia. Both of these books haven't come out in the UK yet, traditionally published, but I am itching to get my hands on them. I don't know the full premise of The Poisoner. All I know that we have this main character that creates poisons, and she does poison people, but I don't know the motivation for that. I do, however, know that the male love interest or male character is a vampire. So as a Twilight girly, sign me up. Like, honestly, sign me up, because I'll eat it up. Another release for 2026, which I am gagging to get, and I'm very, very lucky to receive an arc of this in February, and that is Truth of the Light by Laura Carter. If you guys haven't heard of me talk about the Lost Kingdom saga, where have you been living? Have you been living under a rock? Because this is probably in my top 5 favourite series across all genres. Return of the Darkness, again, was one of my top 3 books of 2025. It was so good. I honestly cried reading that book on the train. Laura just has a way of ripping out your heartstrings, and in the most like deliciously painful way. Honestly, I have not stopped raving about this series since I picked it up, and highly recommend for people that are just getting into fantasy. So the next book I think a lot of people actually will have on the 26th of 2026, and that is Daybreak by Autumn Woods. Since reading Nightshade, I don't think there's been a day where I haven't thought about it. I love both Alex and Ophelia, but the way Ophelia is so like witty and charismatic, but also very clumsy. She doesn't necessarily mean to be as like hilarious as she is, just itches a scratch in my brain. I honestly was obsessed with this book. I definitely think I will be doing a reread before Daybreak comes out. Another little goal of mine this year is actually to get more into different genres rather than just reading fantasy all the time. And a genre that I have been wanting to explore a bit more is dark romance. So, of course, I picked God of Pain by Rina Ken, which is the second book in the Legacy of God series. I read God of Malice last year, and it was my first ever proper dark romance. And I just remember being like, oh, this is what dark romance is, not any Anne Huang like mafia romances. This is dark romance, and honestly I think it changed my reading experience. I was actually wildly obsessed with it. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm gagging to read this book, so of course I had to put this on the list. Then we have Face Off by Chelsea Curto. I actually have since read this after putting it on my list, but I'm going to include it in this video because this is one that I knew was going to be a soul read, like a soul book, if that makes sense. I knew looking at the series and this book in particular that I was just going to eat it up. I love ice hockey, I love romance. Put it together and you get this baby right here. Also, Chelsea Curto is one of them authors that I had followed online for a very long time, and I just think she's so funny, and I love the way that she supports women and other authors as well. So I just knew I had to read this in 2026. Another dark romance that I want to read this year is Insatiable by Lee Rivers. Is this book probably gonna make me ugly cry? Yes. Do I want that? absolutely yes. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, and fingers crossed I can get around to the whole trilogy because I have actually got them all pre-orders for when they come out traditionally. Another really anticipated read for me is City of Gods and Monsters. This book is a brick. Like, if I was getting attacked, I generally could use this as a weapon. It is huge. The whole series is huge, and I have been wanting to pick this up for a while. I saw it as an indie, but decided to pick it up traditionally so I can get all the books matching. It ticks a lot of boxes for me in terms of fantasy. I'm not normally an urban fantasy reader, but I definitely want to delve into that area of fantasy a lot more. It's supernatural. It's got a morally grey, kind of dark, brooding male main character that I have seen all over my Bookstagram. All the girlies go mad for Darian, so I want to be one of those girlies as well. So my next pick is actually criminal that I've probably not read this. I'm gonna have loads of comments probably being like shouting at me in the comments telling me I needed to pick this up straight away, and I did in fact pick it up, but then I was poorly and I couldn't give the attention to the book that I wanted to, and that of course is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I have been dying to read a Rachel Gillig book because she's one of them authors that I feel like I will click with. Fingers crossed. I've heard that her writing is very lyrical and beautiful, and her magic systems are always really unique. Everyone and their mum on BookTok has read this, and I'm out of the loop. I need to know what all the hype is about. I've got this gorgeous edition as well, and I think I already have pre-ordered the next book, so I'd like to finish this before going on to second. So the next book is one that I actually have read after putting on my 26 for 2026, and that is Nocturcadia by Kerry Lake. This, I thought going in, was a fantasy, and it definitely has elements of science fiction, dark academia vibes. It's a dark romance. I had to watch SpongeBob after this because I was going to have nightmares about worms, and if you've read this you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I feel like this actually has given my reading mojo back, which is a shock because how many pages? Like nearly 600 pages. But yeah, this was on my list. Another read that is criminal that I haven't read yet is For Bars and Wrangles by Lila Sage. I have a little tradition where I like to read a Lila Sage book in January. Have I read this yet? No. The reason why I haven't picked this up and I've been dying to is just that I'm so scared and sad to kind of say bye to this series and these characters that I actually feel so at home with. There's not many series that I generally feel like put me in that series and I get on with everyone. Like, I adore every single one of these characters, and every single one of these books has just got better and better. Lila Sage, queen that you are, she can do no wrong in my eyes. I honestly adore her. So in 2025, I actually picked up Butcher and Blackbird, which going in, I thought it was just going to be like a dark romance. I didn't expect to be howling as much as I did, and didn't expect it to be a dark rom-com. So I'd like to continue the series with Leather and Long. I've also picked up the horror season as well, which I got for Christmas, because I think this sounds so fun. I've never read anything kind of dark rom-com before, and honestly, like, it's just really refreshing and unique to me. So I'm really excited to get around to these. I've been putting this one off, and I've put this on my list because it's so anticipated for me that I'm almost scared to read it. Fallen Stars by Amani Herrera. I know what you guys are going to say. I know. I'm just... The ending. If you guys have read Heavenly Bodies, I'm not ready. I just know that this is going to be very dark and almost have like a depressive tone to it, but Marnie's writing is so beautiful and addicting. I just feel like I need to be in the right frame of mind to pick this up because it's going to become my entire personality. I have this stunning edition as well that is signed, and I do have a matching bookmark as well, so that does make me really want to pick it up. It says, I feel it in my entire being, the need of you. I'm done. I don't need to read any more books. Just that book. I've also selected Unbound by Peyton Corinne. The Undone series was one that I had under my radar for the longest time. I kind of heard whisperings about it, but I didn't see a lot of hype around it. And then I picked up Unsteady kind of on a whim. Loved it. Then unloved, and I have never been as seen and heard in my entire life. Like, I absolutely adore Freddie and Ro. Freddie in particular, because I see a lot of myself within him, and I just really, really love that series. And we've got the cutest cover coming. It's giving like anime kind of vibes, and the art style is absolutely stunning. Another book that I've been putting off for the longest time is Serpents on the Wings of Night. This, for me, in my head, is fantasy done to its finest. But it's one of those books that I've been putting off now for like 2 or 3 years, and it's almost scary to pick it up. So please, if you have read this book, scream at me in the comments. Tell me I need to read this book. So another book that I actually just recently picked up, and I've got it in a lovely sprayed edge edition. Thank you, The Works by Journey. Yeah, you guys know what I'm on about. And that is Bourbon of Lies, which is the first book in the Bourbon Brothers trilogy. This, I think, is a dark romance potentially. I've never read anything by Victoria Wilder before, but I am kind of getting into my more like small town kind of cowboy dark romances. I also have like Wolfie and Dove, and I want to get around to this year, but this isn't the one that I put on my list because it's the start of a series. Am I committing to another series? Yes. Am I probably going to regret that? No. Yeah. Carrying on with the theme of dark romance, we have Darling Venom by Rena Kent. This is one that I have been dying to pick up. Like, every time I go into Waterstones, I see it and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that. And I keep persuading myself not to, and I don't know why, because I have loved Rena Kent's writing so far. I think it's part of a trilogy, so I will be able to catch up, although the second book has recently come out and I'm already behind. But I just think the concept of this is really interesting, and I love dark romance and I love ice hockey, so this is like the perfect prodigy for me. Like, I think this will be really interesting. Never read a ice hockey dark romance before, so yeah, this will be really cool. So I'm trying to continue a few of my series in 2026, and one of my main priorities is the Kings of Sing series, so I need to read King of Pride. I am a little bit concerned about this one because I have seen a lot of reviews saying that this is like the boring one in the series, and of course I have to read this to continue the rest of the series, so I'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. I'm not sure how I feel about Anna Huang. I feel like her books will just be a good fun time. That's what we're here for, right? A good fun time. I've also picked Your Knife, My Heart with this gorgeous sprayed edge. I screamed when I got this edition because I really wanted the, I think it's like a first print sprayed edges. I'm not 100% sure. The art in these books, honestly, just have me in awe. I picked up Leave Me Behind in December last year and it was so good. Again, just a dark romance that I've never read before. We have more art inside, guys. Also, I love a playlist, and all my friends on BookTok have been reading the series at the moment and I'm getting major FOMO, so maybe I need to pick this up sooner rather than later. Okay guys, so now we're getting down to the nitty and gritty. I have 6 more books for 2026. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. B.K. Borison was a new author to me in 2025. I read Love Like Farms and Good Spirits, both in December because they're both obviously Christmassy kind of winter reads, and I really enjoyed them. I feel like they're just fun, cute little romances. I have the Gorgeous Works edition. Very excited to see if we get the sprayed edges for the second book, which is coming out this year. Maybe it comes out in February. Okay, maybe I need to read this ASAP Rocky because yeah, I also have a second copy of this as well, so I'm really hoping that I really like this one as well. The next book I actually got for Christmas, and that is Willing Prey. This just seems like a really fun dog romance. I don't know too much about it. I know the main character is like she has some student loans, and basically she gets offered to, he'll pay her student loans or give her money if he can like hunt her. Hence the Willing Prey. Also, it made me laugh because I basically asked for Christmas for this book off my dad, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. I didn't realize there was a bra on the front of it. Also, she kind of looks like she could be naked. So yeah, if you're watching this, Dad, we don't speak about that, okay? This one I'm actually a wee bit disappointed that I've put on my list because I've actually picked this up on Softy and Effort, and that is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. I really wanted to love this, and I don't know whether it was the book or the headset that I was in, but I got up to page 70 and I was just like, nothing's really happening. Maybe I should have waited longer. Maybe I should have got to, I don't know, page 100, 150. I have heard that the rest of the series does get better, so maybe this is one that I will listen to on Audible and then pick up as the rest of the series as a physical book. But right now it's not. Oh, why are there 2 bookmarks in this? Yeah, but right now this is just not in it for me. I actually feel like I don't have too many fantasy picks for 2026, but one that I do want to prioritize is On Wings of Blood. The second book has come out in this now, and I think the third is maybe coming out this year, and I'm yet to read it. I want to read the first one before continuing or like getting the rest of the series, which makes me sad because I didn't manage to get the sprayed edges to match this one. But I don't want to buy a whole series this year and then actually read the first one and be like, oh, this is not good, because I have heard really mixed things about this series. Some people love it, some people are like, it's okay. So I want to read it and make my own mind up before I continue the rest of the series. The last 2 picks for my 26 for 2026 are both dark romances, which, like I said, I really do want to delve more into the dark romance genre. So I've picked Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, which is part of the Devil Knight series. I probably should read this in October. It's really anticipated for me, and I have matching bookmarks for it, so I feel like I need to read it sooner rather than later. And then I've also picked The Predator, which is staring at me in my Amazon wish list. I really want to pick it up. So that concludes my 26 for 2026. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hopefully you picked up some books that you haven't thought about reading this year. Let me know what is on your 26 for 2026, and I'll see you next time. Bye.